having so much fun creating these very short cinematic vignettes of my life with the Pocket 3. I just collect 3 different shots, wide, medium, and some type of close-up to create a very short story. And then I stack them all together and I put them on Instagram or YouTube Shorts. And I wanted to break some of these videos down so you can see what I'm doing. So let's break down the scene during a very rainy Tokyo night. So first, let's talk about my settings. I've said this a lot of times, but these are my settings and they do not change. The only thing that I will change is going to be using an ND filter or not, depending on the lighting scenario. All right, now let's break down the scene. So after I checked into my hotel, I wanted to just go out and explore the area. I didn't mind that it was pouring down rain. I think there's something very special about a rainy Tokyo, so I was excited to go out and explore. And I literally walked 1 block and I already felt so inspired. There was this bridge that was descending down, and then you have the train in the distance. There's people walking down below. All these people have umbrellas out. The rain is just creating all of these incredible reflections on the ground, and I just had to film something here. So let's talk about the setup. So as we know, the Pocket 3 is not a waterproof camera. So what I did here is attach a crab claw to the camera and then I mounted it to my own umbrella. This was a very simple way for me to still film out and about without getting the camera wet. So again, to complete every scene, I just need 3 shots. So let's start with the wide shot. So for the wide shot, I wanted to really get everything that I noticed when I first walked on this bridge. I like symmetry, I like leading lines. We have the bridge kind of leading towards this light at the end of the walkway, and that leads into the train directly above. And I thought it really framed itself on its own. And so I just stood in the middle of the bridge for like 15 seconds. And I love this part where these 2 guys kind of walk around me and then meet up again in front of me. It was such a cool shot. Like, and with the train, like, these are the shots I live for. And then you have this massive LED screen in the distance, and every time it turns on, it just changes the color of the ground because it's so reflective. And that leads me into my next shot, my close-up shot. For this shot, I just crouched down with the umbrella to make sure the camera was framed how I wanted it to be. And I could have gotten closer. I think there were a couple different angles that I should have tried, but I was shooting in 4K, so I knew that I could crop in. And that's exactly what I ended up doing to get that detail. I don't do that as much as I should, but there really are a lot of fun ways you can reframe your shot by cropping in. Okay, next is the medium shot, and this is where I'm just going to insert myself. So the action here is being lost in Tokyo, looking for directions, and just kind of looking around. Very simple. So now I just walk down the bridge and position myself in front of the train so I could see it passing by me. Thankfully, there were a ton of trains coming back to back, so I didn't really have to wait too long to get that shot. And I also didn't have to change my rig at all. I just tapped the button that changes the position of the camera, and now the camera is facing towards me, and that's why the Pocket is the best. So I definitely had a lot going on behind me, but my face was pretty dark, so all I did was pull up a white screen on my phone and just turn my brightness all the way up and just kind of held the phone to my face so it became my light source. And then I just moved like side to side to try to show that the camera was mounted to the umbrella, and just to add like a little motion. I tried it a couple times and boom, I had my shot. So for this scene, I actually did use the active track feature on the camera by just tapping my face so the camera was locked onto me. And so when I was pacing from side to side, it followed me pretty well. I really hope this was helpful for somebody, and if there's a way that I can make these even more helpful, let me know. If you're interested on how I color grade Pocket 3 footage, I already made a video all about that. I do need to update it, but my process is pretty much the same. Everything I do is rinse and repeat. And if you want to know more about how to create cinematic vlogs with the Pocket 3, I made a video about that too. Thanks for watching. Peace.